Hi everyone, this is Becky from Studio 25 Yoga. I would like to provide a little Pilates routine for us to do today. I know Pilates isn't something that Studio 25 normally offers, so I thought I'd just give us a little brief intro and just get on with a little Pilates workout. Today I'm going to be using a band. This is just a TheraBand, but you could also use a yoga strap or a towel or anything else that you could use to just add a little leverage on some of the exercises that we're going to be doing. I also have a ball, but again, if you don't have a ball, you don't need anything. If you wanted to grab even a pillow, just something that we use between the knees to squeeze for a little extra resistance. So I'll give you a moment or two to assemble. Hi Diana, does this look like it's coming through okay? I had the phone sideways before and it was coming in sideways. So I'm kind of new at this, everybody, so this is a new experience. I'm used to teaching to people, not to technology. So okay, good. All right, good, thank you. That's good to know. So I have the phone turned up, straight up, so we'll see if that works out a little bit better. So just give you guys time if you wanted to, find something to use for the class. So Pilates is, a lot of people describe it similar to yoga. It is a little different. It's more exercises as opposed to poses and stretches. So just a quick little overview. I do emphasize the breathing a lot. If you're new to Pilates, I usually tell students to kind of learn and be comfortable with the exercises more so, and then let the breathing kind of come on its own. The traditional Pilates breath is to inhale through the nose and exhale from the mouth, a little forcefully on the exhale. And the theory is to inhale, kind of let the belly expand and rise, and then to exhale and activate the core muscles and draw the belly in, and to activate the abdominal muscles a little bit more. So again, if you're new to Pilates, I would focus more on the exercises themselves as opposed to the breathing, and that'll just come naturally. Just make sure you're not holding your breath. Okay, so just to get started, I'm gonna ask you if you wanna join me here. We're gonna roll down and just lie flat on our back. My knees are bent. Okay, and then you wanna find that natural curve in your lower back, so you can slide your hand underneath your lower back, and then just rest your arms at your sides. Now, thinking of our abdominal muscles here, we're going to take a deep breath in, filling our lungs, and then when we exhale, draw the navel to the spine. You almost feel as if your lower back is pressing closer toward the floor. So again, breathe in. Just let the ribs expand, the belly rise, and breathe out. Activating the core muscles, drawing the abs in, the navel to the spine. And we'll just take a couple more breaths here. Head is just relaxing on the floor, on your mat. And then exhale, activating our abdominals. Another deep breath in. And out. Now bringing our legs together and reaching our fingers and letting our arms just hover just an inch or so off the floor, so tight arm muscles. We're going to inhale, nod our chin, and then exhale, just curl the head and shoulders up off the floor. Now you should feel your lower back pressing flat. And this is the position that we want our lower back in when we do our abdominal exercises. We don't want it arching like this. We want to always keep more of a flat back. And then we'll just slowly roll the head and shoulders back down. So again, tightening the arms, hovering the arms. Inhale, nod the chin. And exhale, curling the head and shoulders up. So you should feel your abdominal muscles contract or tighten. We're squeezing our inner thighs together. And then we'll slowly just roll and release back. Inhale, chin down, lift the arms. Exhale, curl, hold, inhale. And exhale, rolling back. Couple more. Inhale, nod and lift. Exhale, curl, activating those abdominals. Inhale, hold. And exhale, rolling back. And one more time, inhale, nod the chin, hover the arms. And exhale, curling up, feeling that contraction in our abdominals. Inhale. And exhale, rolling back. Okay, now we'll just roll to our sides, come on up. Now if you were able to find something you can take around your feet, like I said, it doesn't have to be a band like this, could be a yoga strap, could be a scarf, a towel, anything. And if you don't have anything, don't worry, you don't necessarily need it. I have my legs extended, and then I have the strap around my feet. Now we're going to do a few roll-up exercises, which is a Pilates exercise. We are going to use the band for assistance just throughout the warm-up. So we're going to round our back. Think of a letter C, a C curve. And then we're going to start to roll ourselves down. Now if you feel you're going to have trouble coming up, just roll back as far as you're comfortable with. Otherwise you can try rolling all the way back, bringing your head and shoulders down. Now with our inhale, we're going to lift our head like we just did. Now really go deep into those abs and use your arms as little as necessary. But if you do need to, you can use them. That's why we have this strap. And then we're going to come forward. So that's a roll up. So going down, we curve the back. And if you have lower back issues, you could bend the knees at this point and roll back. Again, if you just wanted to come this far, if you don't want to go all the way back, that is totally fine. And then we're going to come up with an inhale and exhale out over the legs. And we'll do a few more just in our warm-up phase here, rounding our backs, rolling down. Inhale, head and shoulders lifting. Exhale. Remember, that's why you have the band. If you need it for assistance, helping you come up. And then taking our time, rounding and rolling down. Think of one vertebrae at a time, starting at the lower back. And then head and shoulders, inhale. Exhale, forward over our legs. Taking our time now, rounding our backs. And exhale, releasing all the way back. Now we're going to take one foot out of our band if we had a band or a strap and lift the other leg. Now not to worry, if you don't have a band, you can just take hold of that leg. Just going into a little hamstring stretch, little stretch before we move on. Bringing that leg in. And now taking both ends of the band in the same hand as the leg. Going to make some circles with that leg just to start to loosen. Again, if you don't have a band, not to worry, you can do the circles without. Just be careful of the size of the circles. Keep control, just loosening up that hip a little bit. And now we're going to take the band in our other hand. Extend our bent leg out. And just bring the leg across. If you don't have a band, again, just hold the leg. Just stretching a little more into that hip. And then we'll lift, and we're going to switch sides. So other foot in the band, we're just lifted. Bringing that leg toward us, stretching out the hamstrings. If you do have a band or a strap, you can flex the foot and really push into the heel. Get that stretch in the hamstrings. Moving on to circles, you can take both ends of the band in the same hand as the leg. Just making some circles with the leg. We'll be doing some more circles later on without the band. This is just, we're still in our warm-up stage here, loosening up a little. And then we'll switch over to the other side, extend the bent leg, and bring the top leg across. And bring the leg back. Okay, so if you had a band or a strap, we're going to set that to the side. And if you were able to find a ball or, like I said, an object, a stuffed animal, a pillow, anything, and if you don't have anything, you're just going to squeeze the legs together. This is just to activate our inner thigh muscles. That connects to our core, our abdominal muscles, so that's the only reason. Balls work nicely, so if you replay this video and you are able to find just a playground ball, child's ball, they do work nicely for resistance. So if you wanted to, use that in the future. Now, if you recall from the beginning, we did a curled up position. Now we're going to move into the traditional warm-up exercise for Pilates. It's called hundreds. The breathing is a little different for hundreds. It's the only exercise that has a little bit of a different breath. Instead of a deep breath, it's going to be a quicker 5 little inhales, 5 little exhales. Again, if you don't quite get that right off the bat, that's okay. But the whole idea, the whole concept is to kind of get the blood pumping, get the body warm for the more difficult exercises to come. Now, what I like to do is we do arm pumps that coordinate with the breath for a total of 100 between the inhales and the exhales. I like to tell the students to squeeze on the exhales and release on the inhales. And again, that does take a little practice, but if you want to try it with me, you can. For beginners, I'm going to just suggest the feet on the floor leg position or the feet elevated leg position. And then in the future, we can always progress to a more difficult leg position, but for now, we'll start here. Okay, so our feet are on the floor, or again, you can have the legs raised, knees over hips in what we call chair position or tabletop. Now we're going to hover the arms, nod the chin, breathe in, and then exhale, rolling up, getting our lower back flat to the floor, and here we go. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here's 3, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4, 2, 3, 4, 5. If your neck gets tired, put a hand behind the head. 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. And one more time. 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, lift, squeeze. And exhale, release down. Give yourself a little break here. Relax those abdominals. Take a deep breath. And exhale. Okay, so from here, we're going to move on to more roll-ups. Now, we just did these a little bit earlier. I'm going to show you some different ways of doing the roll-ups. If you felt comfortable with the band and you wanted to try the full roll-up, the legs are going to be extended. Our arms reach over our heads. We're going to lift the arms as the arms pass the head. We then lift the head and shoulders. Using our core strength, we come up and forward. And then we roll down just as we did earlier with the band. Now again, you could bend the knees for a little lower back support. You could come just part way down instead of all the way down, or you could grab the band and take it around the feet. Okay, so change it up to suit your needs. Inhale, starting up, and exhale, coming out over the legs. And I'm going to grab my band just to show you different variations. Inhale. If you didn't want to come all the way down, you could stop wherever you need to. And then inhale as you start to lift. Exhale, coming up and over. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Now, if you are lifting the arms, you want to really squeeze your inner thighs together and try not to throw the arms. And then on the way down, for more difficulty, you can try to keep the arms up a little higher, right by your ears. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, taking your time. Always think one vertebrae at a time. And we'll just do one more. Inhale. Exhale. And then on this last one, come down as slowly as you can. Just really think imprinting one vertebrae at a time. and then release here. Now just reach your arms overhead, lengthen out your abdominals, give yourself a nice little stretch. All right, and we're going to move on to a little lower body work, some hip work and glute work. Now, if you had your ball, if you had a yoga block or a pillow, like I said, go ahead and take it between your knees. And we're going to take our legs in our bridge position. If you don't have a ball, it's fine. Legs are hip distance apart, heels in line with our sitting bones. Now, using our abdominal, or using our hip, our glute muscles and our hamstrings, we're going to raise the hips up into a bridge. So when we're in our bridge position, we want to walk our shoulders away from our ears, press up through our heels, and activate those glutes, the back side of the legs, the hamstrings, the gluteal muscles. And then we're just going to bring our hips straight down to the floor. Inhale, hips down. Exhale, hips up. Inhale, hips down. So what we want to do too is look straight up toward the ceiling. So you can glance over at me if I do change things, but then from there you want to look up. You don't want to turn the head to the side in this position. It can hurt your neck. So once you see what I'm doing, look straight up toward the ceiling. Inhale, hips down. Exhale, hips up. Inhale, hips down, and we're going to hold the next one. Exhale, hips up. Now, whether you have an object between your legs or not, we're going to squeeze and release. And you can do this without a ball or anything. Pressing your thighs toward each other and release. The hips are staying lifted, so you're pressing and releasing. So that object there just adds that little extra little cue there, that little extra thing to squeeze. We press, relax, press, relax, press, relax, keeping our hips lifted. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Last time, inhale. Now press and hold. Make sure those hips stay up. Take another deep breath. Keep squeezing. Exhale, one more deep breath. And then we're just going to roll down. Roll through your lower back. Release your hips. Release your tailbone. Now, if you had a ball there between the legs, we are going to set that to the side. Come back to some more bridge work. Okay, this time lifting up in our bridge, and your decision. You can choose to stay here on 2 feet, or if you like, I'm going to throw in a little bit of more intensity to this. So if you feel pretty comfortable here, we're going to lift 1 foot off the floor. So you notice we want to keep the knee in line with the hip here. Now just going to tap that toe and bring it up. So I'm not transferring the weight onto my foot. I'm just tapping and lifting. Inhale, exhale. So it's my supporting leg that's doing the work, not so much this leg that's moving. It's the supporting leg. Exhale, inhale. So keep your gaze up toward the ceiling. Now that you see what we're doing, focus on keeping your hips lifted. And then you can always lower. If this bothers your lower back in any way, you can hold the bridge with both feet on the floor. Now this time, let's lower the foot, transfer our weight to that leg, and lift the other foot. And then just tap and lift. Tap and lift. Tap and lift. Hips are staying pressing up toward the sky. Inhale. Exhale, inhale, exhale. We'll just do a couple more on this side. Try to keep your hips lifted. And then on this one, lower the foot. So we all have 2 feet on the floor. We're going to go back to bringing our hips down and up. Your choice, stay on 2 feet, or if you like, lift the first leg. It could be bent or straight. And we lower and lift. Inhale, Inhale. Now remember, if this bothers you in any way, if you have lower back issues and 2 feet is better for you, stay with the 2 feet. Focus is the glutes and the hamstrings. We'll do 2 more. We're going to stay up on this one. Hold. Now, if you have the one leg up, we're going to switch. Keeping our hips lifted, we'll lower the foot, lift the other, bring the hips down and up, down and up. Remember, 2 feet or 1 foot lifted. Want to make sure whether you're on 2 or 1 foot that you're keeping your knee, hip, and shoulder in a straight line. Watch that the knee doesn't start to fall out to the side. As we get tired, sometimes that happens. So we always want to keep a little check on our position, on our posture. And we'll do a couple more. Inhale down, exhale up. And last time, we're going to stay up on this one. Try to lift those hips to the sky. If you have the one leg up, we're going to lower that foot. Keep those hips lifted. And slowly roll down. Now, once your tailbone is down, we're going to go ahead and go into a deeper arch. So let that tailbone press. Release your low back in more of an arch. And then relax to a neutral lower back. And we're just going to hug our knees. Give our legs a little stretch. Feel like you can lift the legs up, stretch those hamstrings. Now, if you were with me for the beginning part, we did some leg circles with the band. So now we're going to do some without the band. So we're going to lower 1 foot, keep the other leg lifted, the toe is pointed to the sky, arms are at our sides for balance. Now think of just drawing circles with your toe. So that leg is going to go around in a circle. You can play with the size of the circles, but what we want to make sure of, and you can put your hands on your hips to do this, is that we're not making our circles so big that our hips are going all side to side. We want to be able to maintain a neutral hip position, fairly neutral lower back curve. We're not so much flattening our back or overarching. So that can be your guide as to how big can you make your circles. Our abs are working to keep our hips even. So as you take that leg to the side, activate your core muscles to prevent your opposite hip from lifting. So working our inner thighs, our hip flexors, and our abs. We'll do one more circle. And now we're going to go in the other direction. So we're just going to reverse it. Just think of tracing circles with your toes. Keeping the hips in neutral. Now the breath here is inhale for the first half, exhale for the second half of the circle. And we'll circle the leg one more time. And we're just going to draw the knee into the chest. Give that leg a little stretch. And then ready for the other side. So we'll lift that other leg, starting our circles here. Start with a smaller circle. And then if you're comfortable, you can start to make it bigger. Remember, hands on the hips is always a good way to gauge the size of your circles. If you feel that your hips are starting to rock or lift, then you could be making those circles a little too big. Toes are pointed, leg is nice and straight. Starting with an inhale and finishing with an exhale. Head and shoulders are just relaxed on the floor. We kind of break up the lower body, the leg, and the ab exercises in Pilates. Pilates basically follows a very similar pattern of the same exercises. And then we just work to perfecting and making the exercises a little more challenging as we get comfortable. Okay, after this circle, we're going to go in the other direction. Deep breaths in and out. So leg circles is a good way to start to get comfortable with the breath. As we breathe in, we just kind of let the belly expand and lift. And as we breathe out, we draw our navel to the spine. And so as well as working our inner thigh and our hip and a leg circle, now we're actually working our abs too, by stabilizing our hips and by taking our deep breaths. So we'll complete one more circle in this direction. And when we finish this last circle, we will bring our knee to our chest. Now we're going to transition into the Pilates 5s, which is 5 abdominal exercises, one consecutively after another. If you do need to take a break at any time, please do. If we are in a position where the head is lifted and not supported, please put a hand behind the head if you're feeling neck discomfort. I do that all the time. If you have any lower back issues, hands under the hips is a really great way to support the lower back. So keep that in mind, and I'll remind you too as we go. And at any time, if you need a break, please take a break. Okay, so first exercise in the 5s is single leg stretch. So we're going to pull one knee to the chest, extend the other leg out, roll our shoulders down and back, nod the chin, and lift the head and shoulders. Now this bottom leg is going to lift, and all we do is switch legs. One in, one out. One in, one out. Now to make this exercise more advanced, the legs are low to the ground. If you do need to take the legs up a little higher, that will help press your lower back into the floor. We want to take our time on this exercise and let the legs fully extend. So really think of reaching out through your toes. Get that nice long extension. And remember, the head is unsupported, so if you needed to put a hand behind your head, please do so. If you feel this in your lower back too, if taking the legs a little higher doesn't help as much, try the hands under the hips. That will also help. Okay, so giving those legs a nice stretch. Now let's think about our breath. Deep breath in. Exhale, drawing our abs in a little bit tighter. Inhale. Exhale. Another modification, if you have lower back issues, simply just doing this with the head down and then a couple with the head up, that's a good way to start warming up your core, getting a little stronger. Now segueing from single leg stretch, bringing our hands behind our head. Exercise number 2 is crisscross. So if you think of the old bicycle maneuver, that's what crisscross is, but without the speed. So it's not about speed, okay? It's more about our proper position here. Our elbows are open, nice and wide, and we want to think of rotating and twisting from our waist, almost as if you're wringing out a towel. Now, if you feel like your hips are shifting from side to side, you want to correct that. Okay, give the legs time to fully extend and keep that elbow back. So we want to think more of lifting our shoulder blade off the floor and bringing our shoulder in the direction of our hip as opposed to touching our elbow to our knee. Now, if you wanted to modify this, this one is getting a little more intense, you could do this. One foot stays on the floor, but you're still taking your time, twisting from your core and keeping your elbow back. Okay, the next one, number 3, is double leg stretch. So we're going to draw the knees in. We're starting in chair position, knees over hips, hands come to the side of our legs. We're going to inhale, open the arms and legs. And then exhale, pull back to center. Now this one's a little challenging. If you wanted to, you could lower the head and do it right here and shoot the legs up a little higher. Now if your abs are strong and you don't have lower back issues, you can shoot the legs out a little bit lower to the ground. Inhale out, exhale in. And I like to take a hand behind my head on this one just to support my neck. Exhale, inhale, exhale. Remember, you can be right here. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Open, pull, open. Now see if you can lift those shoulders a little higher. Open, pull. Last one. Moving on to leg lifts. Few different variations on leg lifts. If you're just starting with leg lifts, I would suggest tapping your foot like you're dipping your foot in a swimming pool. Head could be up or down here. Hands could be under hips. Okay, next variation, single leg lifts. And then progressing on to double leg lifts, which would be here. Now, if you're okay, if you don't need the hands under your hips, you can put the hands behind the head and have the head and shoulders lifted. Doing any of the three, the bent leg toe tap, the single leg, or the double leg. Okay, so I'll do a little bit of each. The breathing is inhale to lower, exhale to lift. So be very careful, especially if you are doing a double leg lift, that as the legs go lower, really try to keep the back, the lower back, pressing to the floor. Try not to let that back arch. If you feel it arching, put the hands under the hips and go to a single leg lift. We don't want to put strain on that lower back. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Last one. Finishing with both legs lifted. Now single leg straight stretch. You'll grab one leg, other leg lower. So your legs are going to scissor. It's a pull, pull, switch. Pull, pull, switch. Pull, pull, inhale. Exhale, exhale, inhale. You can be right here. Pull, pull, switch. Pull, pull, switch. Pull, pull, switch. Pull, pull, switch. We'll do 4, switch, 3, switch, 2, switch, 1. And just because I'm mean, I like to put my hands behind my head. And we're going to lower down. I know I said 5s, but this is our bonus. We're going to lift up, head, shoulders, hips, and relax. Inhale. Now all from the core. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. You could be right here if you wanted to. Just get that little extra notch there for the abs. Exhale, blow it out. Inhale, we'll do 2 more. Exhale, keep your elbows nice and wide. And this is it, last one. Exhale. And inhale, lower. Go ahead and extend your legs. Reach your arms overhead. Give yourself a nice stretch from your fingers to your toes. Focus on the abs. Okay, so we're going to go back to a little side oblique work and then some lower body work. So I'm going to try to get myself in a good position here. We're going to do some elbow planks. These are going to target our waist. So now for an elbow plank, you want to come onto your sides here on the side of your hip. Your elbow is right under your shoulder. I would say start with bent legs. If you're comfortable and know how to do a side plank with straight legs, go for it. And hand here for now. We're going to activate the underneath obliques here and lift and lower. So this is a good position to start with if you've never done this before. And if this bothers your back at all, again, keep your hips down and just pull and release. You're still getting right into those oblique muscles, your waistline. Now, if you feel pretty comfortable with that one, we'll take it up a notch. You'll take the supporting hand and bring it above your shoulder. Now, in this position, we want to keep our head tilted, so it's kind of like your ear is facing the floor. Draw in from the waist. Now, if you'd like to make this a little more intense, you can extend your legs, and then that's going to add a little more to it. And we'll do 2 more. And then on the last one, we're going to hold. So we lift, hold. Legs could be straight, legs could be bent. Pressing our shoulders down away from our ears. Okay, and release down. Now, staying up on our elbow, we're going to keep our hips aligned and just bring our top leg up and down. Up and down. Okay, so we're moving into our side lying series, which is going to focus on our glute muscles. So top leg is just lifting and lowering. For now, I'm staying up on my elbow, but soon I will lower all the way down onto my side. So in this position, we're still lifted through our obliques, through our core. If you like, you could take that top arm and reach it. So we're keeping control of our leg lift. So I want to make sure that you're not rolling back and losing your alignment. Our knees are facing forward. We'll do 2 more. And then we're going to hold the last one, keeping our waist lifted, and draw some circles with our leg. So reaching from the hip to the toes, making those little circles. Nice length in the leg. And then we're going to switch direction. Keep the waist lifted, the shoulders down. Now, keeping our top leg right in line with our hip, we're going to come all the way down on our side. So our head is resting along our arm. We're in a nice long line. And we're going to hover our top leg and bring our bottom leg up to meet it. So keeping our balance here on our side, we're using our inner thigh to lift our bottom leg. So our top leg is holding steady. We're keeping our balance. And think of being up against a wall here. And that'll help us to stay in that nice long straight line. Breathing is inhale down, exhale up. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. And just working our inner thigh here. Our head is lengthened along our arms, so make sure you're not jamming your chin into your chest. Now let's bring the legs together. We're going to move on to double leg lift. So we're going to lower both legs and then lift. If you like, lifting your head and shoulders too. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Lower and lift. Lower and lift. We'll do 3 more. Gonna hold our last one. Lift and hold. Hold it there, squeezing the waist, squeezing the inner thighs. And releasing down. Now we're gonna bend the knees in just slightly, moving on to clam. So we're gonna lift and lower. Top knee is lifting, and we're really squeezing our glute muscles as we lift that knee. And we just come up and down. Up and down. Up. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. We'll do 3 more. 2. Holding our last one, just doing little presses back, 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 back. We'll do 10 more. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Relaxing our head down. Pull the knees in a little bit closer. Open your top arm across. Rotate and hug that top knee into your chest, giving your hip a little release, a little stretch. Okay, we're going to come on back. Roll to the other side, starting with the side elbow planks. So just like before, we're going to get the elbow situated right under our shoulder. Knees can be bent. If you're okay with straight legs, go for it. Pulling in our waist. If you like, lift the hips and lower. Lift. Inhale. If you don't want to lift the hips, you can keep your hips down. And just that thought of drawing your oblique muscles in and release. Exhale. Inhale. If you want a little more intensity, that top hand can be up instead of down in front for support. Okay, and then remember too, you can have the legs extended. Okay, whatever position you are in, you want to make sure the head is tilted so your ear is facing the floor. Shoulders are down away from the ears. Breathing in, breathing out. Inhale, exhale. Inhale. So the focus, no matter what position you're in, whether the hips are lifting or not, is your obliques. Now our last one, and we're going to hold that last one. So really pull in the waist, press those shoulders down, hold. Deep breath in, breathe out, and last deep breath in and out, and we'll lower down, keeping our top leg over the bottom, knees facing forward. We're going to bring our top leg up and down. So remember your choices here. I'm going to do the first two exercises on my elbow. However, if you do have shoulder issues and you feel more comfortable lying on your side for these, that is perfectly fine. Okay, so either position is fine. We want to make sure, however, we are keeping our knees facing forward. Watch that you're not rolling your hip. So that's a no-no. We want to keep our knee pointing forward, not up at the ceiling. Okay. We'll just do a few more. Now, if you're still up on that elbow, keep your waist lifted, so you're still working those oblique muscles. Breathing in to lift, out to lower. Keeping the top leg right over the bottom leg. Now we're going to hold this one and make some circles. Just draw some circles. Think of lengthening your leg as if somebody were pulling your leg. Making that leg a little bit longer as you draw those circles. And let's switch direction. Going in the other direction. Still focus on your breath now if you can. Deep breath in, and as you breathe out, drawing those abs in. All right, now keeping our top leg right where it is, we're going to come on down to our side, resting our head along our arm. Now we want to get in that nice straight alignment. So if you think of being against a wall, that's a good cue to remind us to stay in that straight line. Let your head just extend along your arm. So careful that you're not jamming your chin to your chest. You want to have a nice long neck here. We are lifting our bottom leg up to meet our top leg and keeping our balance. So working our core, working our inner thigh. Make sure your hand is just in front of you for balance. You're not leaning on your hand. Breathing in to lower and out to lift. Let's do a few more here. Now we'll bring our legs together, moving on to double leg lifts. We'll lower both legs, breathe in, both legs up as we breathe out. Now I like to lift my head and shoulders too on this one. Just makes it feel a little more balanced. We're working the top oblique muscles. It's like a side crunch. Exhale. Inhale, exhale, inhale. lift and lower, lift, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. We'll do a couple more here. And then we're going to hold this last one, squeezing the waist, and relax. Coming down, bend the knees forward just a little bit, moving on to clam. So we're going to press up, release, press up. So keep the work here in the glute as you press the knee back. Be careful you don't go too far with it. We don't want to roll our bodies back. Just keep that work isolated into the glute muscle there. Exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale. Press, lower, press, lower, press, lower. 4 more. 3, 2, we're going to hold that last one. Just do some little presses. Back, back, back. Keep them tiny. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax. Pull the knees in a little closer. Reach your arms in front and then open that top arm. Settle some weight into your hip. Open the chest. And give that top leg a little break. Okay, so we're going to move on to teaser. That is another abdominal exercise. This is a little more of an advanced exercise. So I would suggest getting your band, your strap, your towel, whatever you had handy. And we're going to take it around the feet. Now we're going to start this one up with the legs bent. Now the toes are lifted. Let me come this way a little bit better so you can see me. Okay, so my toes are flexed. Now for this one, unlike teaser, we're going to hinge back with a flat back. So you're kind of at an angle. And then you're going to curve the back and roll down. Now we start lifting our head and shoulders. Use our abs to lift, and then we come up nice and tall. Hinge back, and then curve to roll down. Inhale, head and shoulders. Exhale, contracting our abs. Now I'm going to let go of my band and show you if you're fairly strong, if you do ab exercises, you may be able to do it this way. Lean back, and then exhale, roll. Now try not to swing the arms. Lift the arms, lift the head. Use your abs to come up. Inhale, lengthen the spine, lean back. Exhale, curve, and roll down. Now remember, stop the arm momentum. Inhale, and exhale. So if you want to, keep going with the arms, and I'm just going to use the band again. Lean back, and then curve. If you don't want to come all the way down, you don't have to. Inhale, starting up, and exhale all the way up. Extend the spine. Inhale. Now again, I'm going to show you another advanced variation. If you want to stay here, you can. Okay, either way, with or without the band. I will show this one with and without the band as well. Now this will be more of a full teaser. So instead of having the legs down, you'll lift the legs. The legs will lower with the upper body. And then they will lift with the upper body. So you'll lift your arms, head, and shoulders. And exhale. Inhale, lean, and then exhale. So we want to try to lower the upper and lower bodies together. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, open your V. Exhale, curve your back and roll down. Inhale, head, shoulders, and feet. Exhale, all the way up. Inhale, if you like, keep those feet down. Exhale, rolling back. Inhale. Exhale, lifting up. We'll do one more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And release. release it down. We're just going to go into a butterfly stretch from here so you can set your band out of the way. We're just going to open the knees and lean forward, just opening up our hips. Okay, and we're going to swing the legs around to the back, going into a little more core work now, coming into an elbow plank. So on both elbows now, okay, elbows under our shoulders. I'm going to start with my knees down. Pull the shoulders away from the ears. Look out beyond your fingertips. Take a deep breath. And then focusing on drawing your abs in on the exhale, pulling the belly button to the spine. Inhale and exhale. Now, if you're pretty comfortable there, go ahead and lift your knees. Our back is flat like a table. Our hips are down. Our stomach is lifted. And inhale. Exhale. Draw your abs in a little tighter. Inhale. Exhale. If this bothers your back in any way, keep the knees on the floor. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. 2 more breaths. Exhale. Last deep breath in. And breathe out. We're going to lower ourselves all the way down, extending our arms and legs. Now, I know you can't see all of me here. We're going to lift our one arm and the opposite leg. So I have my right arm and left leg. So working on our back muscles now too. We don't want to forget about the back. Then we're going to switch opposite arm and leg. Pull the shoulders away from the ears. Use your back muscles to lift. Now we lift on an inhale and lower on an exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale. Now if this bothers your back at all, you could do just the leg. Inhale, exhale. Inhale. Now if you feel pretty comfortable with the alternating, and you can do all 4, go for it, lifting both arms, both legs. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. One more. Inhale and exhale, and relax down just for a breath here, a breath or two. Relax your back. Now taking our arms in like a cactus or a goalpost position, so our elbows are in line with our shoulders. We're going to hover the arms above the floor, and now lifting a little more, squeezing our upper back, bringing our shoulder blades toward each other, and then releasing down. Legs are staying anchored. We inhale, lift, and exhale, lower. Inhale, lift, so squeezing our mid-upper back. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Lift, squeeze. And lower last time. Inhale. And exhale, releasing down. And then shifting back into child's pose. So we're going to go ahead and push back. Shifting back into child's pose, sitting our weight back on our heels, and then go ahead and roll up. All right, a little bit for the arms, and then we'll wrap it up. So we're going to do, it's kind of like a yoga tabletop. We call it a reverse bridge in Pilates. So we're going to take our legs about hip width apart, heels in line with our sitting bones, fingers pointed toward our hips. We're going to activate our tricep muscles and press up into a tabletop. Now, if you can't quite get all the way level like a tabletop, that's okay. Okay, if it bothers your back, then don't push up as high. If you're okay with it, you can use those glute muscles and lift. So we want to spread the fingers, grip the floor. Now, the head just goes where it's comfortable. If you want to look forward, if you want to look up, I don't recommend looking back like this. I would be a little wary of that. So we're going to do a few dips here in this position. So we're going to bend our elbow and push. Now, if you have wrist issues, you could hold on to a weight So you could grab dumbbells and have that to hold on to. So you would bend and push. You could have your hips down on the floor, or to make it a little more challenging, you have the hips lifted. I'll only do a couple more. Inhale, bend. Exhale, push. Inhale, bend. And then we're gonna hold that last one. Hold it there. Squeeze the triceps. And relax. And just give yourself a little hug here. Wrap around your legs. Okay, and then the last exercise that we're gonna do is more of a stretch. It's called the saw. So we're gonna take the legs open in a straddle position, sitting up nice and tall, shoulders down, without shifting or moving in the legs. We're gonna twist and reach for our opposite leg. It's called saw because you wanna think of sawing your toe, sawing off your toe. I didn't name these exercises, by the way. Lift up, twist, and go to the other side. Inhale, exhale, inhale. So each time you twist, you want to think of reaching a little farther. Inhale, exhale, looking toward that back hand. One more each way. Inhale, exhale, back to the center. Inhale, and exhale, releasing down. All right, guys, great job today. Hope you learned something. Hope you enjoyed it. And take care, everybody. Hope to see you soon. Have a good day. Bye.